I tried. God knows I tried. 5 years is no small thing. 5 years of my life, my youth, my love. Even if 3 of those years were cold, stiff, silent, like a button fastened too tightly on a shirt that no longer fits. I kept telling myself, don't try to bring back the love. No, I wasn't hoping for miracles. I just wanted to believe that those years weren't wasted. That all the late nights, the compromises, the swallowed tears, they had meant something. At least a kind word. A glance that wasn't indifferent. Just once. That's why I planned the anniversary so carefully. I chose the restaurant myself. Warm, intimate, with soft lighting and a live violinist playing in the corner. I invited only the closest people, our parents, a few of his friends, a colleague of mine, and 2 of his business partners. Nothing excessive, nothing loud. I made a slideshow of our photos. Ordered his favorite dish, duck with oranges. I even had my wedding dress remade from scratch. Stitched again to look exactly as it did on our wedding day. That dress was supposed to carry a memory, a promise. And I waited. He was 40 minutes late. No explanation, no text. He just walked in, nodded briefly to the room, and sat down. As if this was an interview, not our anniversary. You look tired, I whispered, trying to hold a smile. He nodded, still not looking at me. The evening moved forward, almost like it was supposed to. Toasts, laughter, stories from our wedding day. For a moment, if you squinted hard enough, it could almost pass for happiness. Almost. Then the host raised his glass and said, now comes the warmest moment. The couple will say one sincere word to each other. Not, I love you. Not, thank you. Something personal. Something only between you. I turned toward him. He rose slowly. The hall fell quiet. My heart stopped with hope. Maybe this was it. The word, the look, the proof that I hadn't been living with a stranger all this time. He cleared his throat and said, you disgust me. Since the first night. I was drunk then. Afterward, it was too late to leave. And he sat back down. As if he'd said something ordinary. As if that was normal. The silence that followed was so sharp I could hear a fork clatter onto a plate. My face went cold, as if all the blood had drained out. His words echoed inside me. You disgust me, since the first night. But I didn't cry. I didn't let my hand shake. I lifted my chin, looked straight into his eyes, and smiled clearly, almost calmly. Then I turned to the host. Video number 2, please. He frowned. What? Just play it. Everything will make sense. The screen lit up. The first image was familiar, his office window. Then screenshots, messages. I had collected them quietly, without a scene, from his tablet he once left unlocked. I wasn't searching for pain. The pain found me. His messages scrolled across the screen. She's like furniture. Just stands there, silent. Too bad you can't swap her out without a scandal. Anyway, the property's all mine. Signed it that way. Anniversary will be the perfect exit. I'll leave like a real man should. A gasp rippled through the hall. Next came a photo, him with his mistress, laughing, kissing her neck. The date? 2 weeks ago. The night he'd told me he was working late. Then a recording of his voice. She'll file for divorce? So what? She'll be left with nothing. The house is mine, the business is mine. And then my own voice, calm, from a notary's office. Due to discovered deception, the power of attorney is revoked. The division of property is 50-50. Evidence submitted. The hall froze. His mother turned away. His best friend stood and walked out. He rose slowly, his face gray. You set me up? No, I said. I just opened my eyes. And there's 2. I took the microphone. Thank you all for coming. I'm sorry if the evening didn't match your expectations. But this is my anniversary, and tonight, I choose not to celebrate love. I celebrate my freedom. I walked out. No tears. No shaking. In that remade wedding dress. The one he had once told me, you were beautiful in it. Now I knew. I am beautiful. Not for him. For myself. The next morning, the apartment was so quiet it almost rang. I woke to the sound of my own breathing, steady, calm, without the weight in my chest, without the panic of checking my phone. Would he text? Would he call? Would he come home angry? No. He was already in the living room, sitting on the edge of the couch, his face emptied of arrogance, of bravado. Just blank. In front of him, 2 neat suitcases. I had packed them in the night. His suits, his colognes, his sneakers, even his razor. Folded with care. No anger in the folds. Because I wasn't angry anymore. He sat in silence for a long time. Did you want to humiliate me? His voice was flat, almost hollow. I shook my head. No. I wanted to stop destroying myself. And stop letting you hurt me by habit. He dropped his gaze. All this time you were silent. Hoping I'd change. Love you, at least respect you. He paused. And I didn't even bother to pretend. He stood, as if to say something, but no words came. Finally, he muttered, I'll go to Irina's, I guess. I nodded. About time. At least she knows what she's choosing. At the door he stopped. You won't forgive me, will you? I looked straight at him. I'm not taking revenge. I just closed a chapter that had already rotted. Forgiveness will come, but not for you. For me. He left quietly. No slammed door. And I stayed. In an apartment where, for the first time in years, I could breathe. 6 months passed. Every morning began with coffee by the window and a question to myself. What do I want today? I cut my hair short, light, strands brushing my neck. Dresses stopped being reserved for special occasions. Now I wore them even to the bakery because they pleased me, not because they matched his taste. I signed up for design courses. At night I read not how to keep your husband, but books about light, space, form. I started a notebook of dreams, big and small. From traveling to Georgia, to something simple, like tasting pistachio ice cream at midnight by the river. One afternoon, at the cafe where I consulted on interiors, a man approached me. Calm, attentive eyes. Excuse me, he said. I was at that evening. Hard to forget you. I smiled. Yes, that evening was honest. He hesitated, almost shy. I just wanted to say you were very brave. I've thought about it often. It wasn't bravery, I said. It was the point where standing still was impossible. The only choice was to walk forward. We talked a long time. No flirting, no expectations. Just two adults with quiet inside them instead of storms. That night, I looked in the mirror and, for the first time in years, saw a woman I respected. Not because she had taken revenge, but because she had survived. Because she had kept her light. Because she had finally stopped begging for love as if it were charity. And for the first time, I whispered to myself, I am enough.